One of the U.S.-backed Israel-Hamas peace deal is now underway, and many are now confident that it will offer lasting peace.
I think it's going to hold. I think people are a lot of reasons why it's going to hold, but I think people are tired of it. It's been centuries.
I know there are many disagreements among us, but on this day, and I hope also in the period ahead, we have every reason to put them aside, because through joint efforts, we achieved enormous victories. Victories that astonished the entire world.
What insights the commander-in-chief now has to offer following the early success of the ceasefire has brought on.
And we've got a winter storm heading our way. Yeah, we are expecting a lot of rain and a lot of snow. We've got the amounts that we're expecting, plus wind speed's going to get up there as well. We got plenty of alerts to talk about associated with the storm. Details coming up.
The government shutdown is now entering its third week, and still there is no clear end in sight. What steps the White House says it is now taking to help a portion of people being impacted by the shutdown.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
Well, we begin this hour with a live look at central Fresno, where things are looking calm right now. And today's high in Fresno is going to be 69 degrees, but we should be bracing for something, as Justin teased just a few moments ago. Good Monday morning. I am Carl Cook.
I'm Christina Rodriguez. Kim Stevens and Liz Gonzalez are on assignment.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we've got a big storm heading our way. This is going to bring a lot of snow to the Sierra Nevada mountains, a lot of rain to the valley floor here. We'll get to the amounts here in a moment, but we could see rain sooner than later. Last week we were projecting that it was going to hit tomorrow. It's looking like it's going to be later today. So some good precip heading our way. So let's get to it here and show you your day planner here. We'll start off with your current conditions right now, which includes your live radar, because we're already seeing a little bit of activity there up in Madera County and into Mariposa County as well. Just some light stuff moving through right now. However, we're going to get throughout the day and see some heavier stuff falling. Temperature-wise, here's what we're at the moment. 55 right now. Yeah, going to be a little cloudy out there a day ahead of the storm. Winds are calm right now. They're going to pick up later on, and the dew point is at 43. All right, here's the rest of the day. At 10 a.m., it's going to be 59. At noon, chances of rain increase to about 20%. Probably not much of anything there for most of us there, but 64 at noon. And at 5 o'clock, 67 degrees. We should have a good amount of rain falling by that time, with wind speeds picking up to about 15 miles an hour. It's a good winter storm that's pushing through. Fortunately, it's only going to last for a day or so, and it is your next weather maker. We're going to get you the details on all this, which include the alerts you need to know about.
Breaking news out of Jerusalem, where President Trump is at the Knesset addressing the Israeli parliament. The president is in the Middle East today as Israel and Hamas engage in phase 1 of the U.S.-brokered peace deal. Now, this morning, Hamas freed all 20 living hostages to Israel, and dozens of Palestinian prisoners are back in the Gaza Strip. So let's listen in.
There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up. Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I could think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently. She's got $60 billion in the bank, $60 billion. And I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it, and they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him. He was a very aggressive, very supportive of me. And he'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way. He'd come in, But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to Israel. Stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country.
Now, if you may recall, the war started when Hamas-led militants launched a surprise attack on southern Israel on October 7th of 2023, where some 1,200 people were killed and 250 people were taken hostage. In Israel's ensuing offensive, more than 67,000 Palestinians had been killed, according to Gaza's health ministry. Now, that does not differentiate between civilians and combatants, and this first phase of hostages being released started overnight around 10:17 our time, according to the Associated Press, when Israel said that Hamas handed over the first 7 hostages to the Red Cross, and this continued overnight, where the Israeli military confirmed that around 11:14 p.m. And also, for some context right now, President Trump addressing the Israeli government. This is actually the first time this has happened. The last sitting president to address the Israeli government was President George W. Bush, was the last president to address the Israeli parliament. Now, of course, we will continue to bring you updates on air and online as they come into our newsroom. Just head over to our website at kmph.com as we learn more.
All right, let's get to the weather here. We got a lot going on today, a lot of rain heading our way, snow, storms, so let's get to it here. Yeah, we got this trough that's really dropping in, and you're going to start pushing in some cooler weather, those cooler temperatures, and some heavy rain and snow. So let's show you what's going on with that. We're looking at some pretty good amounts here for you today, so we're tracking that with a futurecast right now, and at this hour, there's a little bit moving through Madera County right now, not a whole lot going on. Some snow happening up in the northern Sierra, but we get to later this afternoon where things start to pick up for us here. So here's 4 o'clock here. Maybe a little bit more going on up in the northern foothills there. Definitely rain going on up in the Bay Area by that time. But here we go, 9 o'clock tonight here. We start to see a little bit of heavy stuff moving into the North Valley. We get to later on tonight, and that's when things are going to be heavy. Probably waking up to the sound of rain overnight. It's going to be pretty heavy at times, pounding on the roof there for you there. 3 a.m. Heavy band of moisture moving through, with snow starting to really accumulate up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. They're going to get a major cell moving through the south there. We're going to see some heavy stuff in San Luis Obispo County, by the way. We move into tomorrow morning there. We still got snow falling there, dropping down all the way towards the Grapevine there. We could see the snowfall get down to about the 5,000 foot level out of this here, and we are looking at up to about a foot and a half there. You can kind of see we get an opening there in the North Valley a little bit by tomorrow morning there, but this rain is really going to be hanging on the valley floor there really throughout the day tomorrow there, with snow continuing to fall up in the Sierra Nevada mountains there. It'll start to break up tomorrow night, and then Wednesday should get out of here. It might still be a little cloudy on Wednesday. However, we should be done with all the rain at that time. Here's the current accumulations that we're looking at right now, and these are likely to change as the storm pushes through. But right now, as it stands, we're looking at about an inch total of rain in Merced, Los Banos, and Madera, maybe up to 3/4 of an inch in Fresno, Hanford, and Visalia. Maybe just a ½ inch there in Avenal there, expecting an inch, though, in Delano and Porterville. Up in the mountains, though, for Shaver Lake and Sequoia National Park, these are snow totals here. 5 inches of snow expected at Shaver, 9 inches at Sequoia National Park. Rain, though, in Oakhurst and Mariposa could get to 2 inches there. And we've got some alerts to tell you about with what's going on here, so check it out here. First thing we're going to tell you about, freeze watch. Yeah, this is a winter storm, right? So we're starting to see our first freeze watch of the season. It is on the other side of the Sierra Nevada mountains here. If you can see this purple line going through here. Yeah, they're going to see temperatures below freezing tonight here. But for us, what we're looking at is a flood watch today. That's all along the foothills here, along this green jagged line there, going all the way down. Some heavy rain expected in those foothills there. And then a winter storm warning for the high Sierra there. We're looking at a lot of snow, going to be windy. Gusty at times with that snow, and yeah, so that's you're gonna want to batten down the hatches for that. So here's what you can expect here the next few days. We got a 90% chance of rain on the valley floor today, and again, it's going to be a lot. And our temperatures dropping way below normal. We're at 69, even cooler than that tomorrow at 60, and tomorrow could be stormy, by the way, and it is going to be a 100% chance of rain. A lot of that heavy stuff again falling overnight there, and then Wednesday just partly cloudy and 67. Temperatures way below normal for us through the week. Overnights are in the 40s. Grab your umbrellas. You're going to need them later on today. All right, up next, we're going to take a look at your highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley for your Monday.
The lights are still off on Capitol Hill this morning as the government shutdown continues. How the Trump administration is now working to help some federal workers being impacted.
The Chuck Chansey Skycam, sponsored by Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino.
Time is now 5:09, and as we head to break, this is a live look now at the Fresno Yosemite International Airport, where more than a dozen Central Valley veterans are there right now preparing for the trip of a lifetime. They'll be heading to the East Coast for honor flight number 33 to visit the monuments that are built in their honor. A bit later this hour, we'll take you there live to celebrate this milestone and speak with some of our hometown heroes before they head off. And also remember that you can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.